Hello and welcome back, or if this is your first time here, my name is Siobhan. Where I am living, it has been gross and wet or really hot and humid, and I'm pretty pale. I don't really get along with the sun, but I want to pretend that I've been out in the sun. So I've been scrolling through Instagram, and there are a bunch of girls who have almost like a faux sunburn and faux freckles, and it's cute, and I decided that I want to try it. So that is what this video is going to be. I've already done my base. Also, my fingernails. This is probably the worst white polish I've ever used. It is White On by Sally Hansen, and it literally looks like white out. Like, it's super streaky and it's already chipping off. I did my nails not even an hour ago, and because it was streaky, I didn't even bother to try to make it look nice because I'm just gonna end up taking it off anyway. Originally I had done it, I was gonna do like a base and then do like a sparkly thing over it, but whatever. Yeah, I need to not do that. So I've laid out in front of me the things that I think I need to use for this look, or that I want to use for this look. Like I said, I was just scrolling through Instagram and saw a bunch of different stuff, so we're just going to kind of figure it out along the way. I'm probably just going to do a lot of random chatting through this video, not necessarily fully tutorial style. I'll try to remember to tell you what I'm using. So the first thing is the Lime Crime Venus 2. This is still one of my all-time favorite palettes. I really like the Lime Crime formula a lot, and these shades typically to me seem very sort of fall or autumn, but I feel like I can get away with the yellows and the oranges for this look. So wish me luck. I've been thinking about doing a video with voiceover, just because then I can not have to worry about if anybody is home and feeling nervous, because I definitely have some anxiety while filming. I always have to take a big deep breath before I start and just sort of tell myself that it's going to be okay and that it's just the internet, so it's not that big of a deal. But then it's sort of, it's like it's just the whole world, not that big of a deal. But a voiceover is something I have to decide I want to do before I film, because otherwise I'm going to end up with, oh, my eye is watering. I'm going to end up with a video where you can see my mouth moving the whole time, and it's not going to sync up to anything I'm saying, so that's a problem. My anxiety has been a pretty big issue lately. I woke up last night, well, I guess technically this morning, at 2 a.m. in the middle of like a full-blown panic attack, and could not fall back asleep, which was a good time. Nothing quite like being up all night to really calm the nerves and make me feel better about life. It's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating, because there's no reason that I should be having a lot of anxiety right now. Like, there's not anything major going on in my life. There's not anything, there's just not anything. There's not anything that I can point at and say, this is what's causing my anxiety. And there is just the general fatigue and exhaustion that I've been feeling. And so, I mean, that is in and of itself a reason to have anxiety, or definitely something that can cause anxiety, because I know that I'm not accomplishing the things in my daily life that I want to, because I have like no energy. I will have maybe 3 or 4 good hours in a day. On a good day, I might have like 6 or 7 functional hours. And then beyond that, I'm just exhausted. And it's so frustrating and just seems so stupid. But there's not anything really that I can do about it at this point. I went to my doctor recently and they increased some of my medications, and I have an appointment coming up that is with a sleep medicine doctor, which was supposed to be in March. And I had just started my new position, so I didn't want to take the time, so I postponed it. And now I'm worried about taking the time off to go. But at the end of the day, so the Natasha Denona Gold palette. I've talked about this before, I think. It's just not my favorite formula. It just isn't. But there's one shade in there. There's one shade in there that made me want to spend $129 on a palette so that I could have it. And so the closest I could find while I was in Sephora as a dupe was the Touch and Soul Metalist Sparkling Foil Pigment Eyeshadow in a color. Do you list the color? So this is Sun Aura. And I'm sure I'm not going to be able to appropriately capture this, but it's like almost a lime green to sort of like orangey duochrome. And then when I was organizing makeup room, I realized that I also have this, which I got almost exactly a year ago. I got it actually at the airport at the MAC store while I was on my way out to Seattle when I went to meet my dad. And it is incredibly similar. So the kind of orangey color is a little bit deeper in this, and the formula is way different. So this one is a much more sparkly formula, the MAC, and the Touch and Soul is more of like almost a creamy formula. It's also a little bit chunky, whereas this one is just a little more glittery. This one I feel like you can blend out to a foil better and it doesn't go anywhere. This one I feel like I get a little more of like the typical glitter fallout. So, moral of the story is that I'm going to use this Touch and Soul for my lid. I just thought it was funny that this shade that I was obsessed with, I came home and had something very similar to what I found that was pretty similar, but not quite what I was looking for. The one that Natasha Denona has, if you have the gold palette, you already know this, but if you don't, it's got more of like a lime green. So it leans more on the green side and less on the orangey side. So I think that she might have it in a single now. And if so, I will own it, because I'm not going to buy that palette, but I really want that shade. So this was not the right brush for this. I don't know why I decided. I mean, it gave Kind of an interesting effect. Actually, I might just leave it like that. But this is an angled buff concealer brush by Sigma. Just, I had never used it, and it was staring at me saying, please take me out of the wrapper. Give me some use. Leave the lid kind of more scattered like that. And then use this, it's just like an old cheap flat brush, smudge brush. And see if I can get it really foiled just on the inner corner. It's a little sad that I'm going to take pictures of this and then go take a shower and wash my face. And it's going to have, you know, like 10 minutes of wear time because it's pretty. If I wasn't always so unbelievably ridiculously tired, then I would get up and do my makeup earlier in the day. And then I would get to enjoy these things for longer. But even when I do my makeup for work, I usually don't do my makeup before work. I do it on like my first break at work because I can't make myself get up. It just doesn't happen. Oh, my eyeliner. The eyeliner that I used is Pixie by Petra, and it's in matte mulberry. So it's just a brown that matches that kind of mud color. Now for the part that's gonna hopefully make me look like I've had sun sometime this century. This is the Too Faced Peach My Cheeks. This is their melting powder brush. And this is in Ginger Peach. And it smells amazing, and I love these. And I don't know if they are discontinuing them or if they have discontinued them. They went on sale at Sephora for like 50% off. And then right around that same time, I also saw them in TJ Maxx for like $9 or $10. So I'll be sad if they get rid of them. I have a couple. So I'm just going to start sort of patting that on my cheeks. This is sort of a shiny, shimmery blush. It's almost like a dewy blush. But I also feel like, because it has like a just real mild gold undertone, that helps kind of give into that whole I got sun look. If there are more bizarre cuts in this video than normal, it's because I keep yawning, and I will probably try to cut those out. It's stupid that I am this tired. I mean, I woke up at 2, and then I did take a nap for a few hours this afternoon, so I just don't feel like I should be so sleepy. I don't know. It's annoying. Okay, so I feel like that gave me a nice bit of flush. And then I'm actually going to go into this other Too Faced. So this one is Spiced Peach. And this is a pretty good contour shade for me. It's a bizarre shade, but it works well for me for a contour. But I'm going to use it just right down along the bottom. Because as much as this isn't going to look natural, and it's not really meant to look natural, I also don't want it to look like Halloween. Okay. I don't know when I cut off. I'm just doing faux freckles. And I was saying I did get freckles when I was a kid. I do get them when I go out in the sun. Like most kids, when I was a kid, I hated freckles. I used to get made fun of. Not a ton, because even as a kid, I did not go outside very much. It was not my thing. It's never been my thing. Going outside is something that is for other people. I don't even know if you can see these from any distance. These are really light. So what I'm using to do this is my MAC eyebrow pen. I'll probably do a few with this and then use something else too. I've seen people doing the henna freckles, which I think are really cute. I just don't know that I'm prepared to commit to something like that. By which I mean I'm not sure that I'm prepared to commit to having something that I naturally have. No, I don't mind my natural freckles at all anymore. I just don't ever go out in the sun. But definitely like the idea of putting something like henna freckles on and then potentially having them just like not look good and be there. Because they're there. Like once you do henna, it lasts for a while. And because my skin just absorbs everything, they would last for a while. Alright, I'm just going to use some brown mascara. This is the Benefit Roller Lash. Alright, this is one of those stop while you're ahead moments. Alright, and now the final little touch for my face. I'm going to use the Alamar Cosmetics blush, and I'm going to use, I think probably Scorcher, which is this one on the side. Oh, no, that was a bad idea. That's way too orange.
Oh, bad idea, bad idea. Why did you let me do that? Oh, it's so orange.
That was much more orange and much more pigmented than I was expecting. So, also I needed to be looking at these freckles up close because they don't look nice from up close. From like the mirror that is underneath the camera or the viewfinder, they look fine, but I'm blind, so from that distance everything looks fine. I'm just going to go back into my Peach Perfect setting powder because powder fixes everything, right? Right? Powder fixes everything. We're just going to powder over this to make it look a little less crazy. A little less cray-cray. I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear me on this. I feel like I've just been like vaguely rambling to myself. that's gonna have to be good enough. I feel like this is one of those, you've already gone too far, so stop before you're any further behind. Like, it's definitely not a stop while you're ahead, because I stopped being ahead like 4 steps ago. Alright, and then I'm using Cedar Later by the Mega Last Liquid Catsuit High Shine Liquid Lips. Which is really just a glossy lipstick. So I know that this was kind of a different video with me just kind of rambling and talking, and I appreciate you hanging out with me. I know that this wasn't really like your typical tutorial, but it wasn't really meant to be. I just wanted to do makeup, and as much as the majority of people who watch my videos don't really know me, it's really helpful, especially when I am going through a lot of anxiety, to, you know, just sort of have the chatting back and forth in the comments and to hear from other people. It is also nice just to sit down and kind of talk about things. I haven't been going to therapy for multiple reasons, but the primary one being cost. Therapy, unfortunately, is very expensive, so now you guys are my therapy. I'm happy to hear your stories and to chat in the comments down below. I do feel like I'm starting to have a little bit of an anxiety attack, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I thank you so much for being here. Please, if you'd like to hang out and just hear more stories, or if you'd like to chat about your own anxiety or have any questions about mine or about anything really, I'm pretty much an open book. Feel free to subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you're okay with me making videos that are just me chatting and not really doing tutorials, make sure that you give this a thumbs up, because it's the only way for me to know that you like this kind of video. Or leave a comment, or both, whatever. Alright, yep. I'm definitely starting to have an anxiety attack, and I don't really want to film that. So, I hope that you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Bye.